Okay, we're ready to go.
Okay, so welcome everybody. John Marling and I have been friends since, it's too long to tell you, probably early 1998. We started working together while I was at Sound Publishing. And John did, in those days, in-paper surveys and then eventually electronic surveys for our company, our group of 37 newspapers, which we use that data to go out and help us to sell based on giving clients the information of, here is information what our readers, your customers are going to spend, and here's why advertising with us makes sense to help you reach this new customer audience. We were very successful with it. Our Canadian papers, Black Press and Sound, I believe, still use John, and hundreds of newspapers across North America. So John and I talked about having him do a presentation for the Morris and the Metro Market papers, because he's offering a service right now that is no charge, based on a recent survey he did, and I thought it was valuable, and if our reps understand it, like it, and start selling with it, it may be a good long-term selling solution for our company. So John, I'm going to turn it over to you. Go for it.
Okay, thank you so much, Lori, and I sure appreciate our friendship over all these many years. It's awesome as your trademark vocabulary. So on behalf of the Pulse team, I want to welcome you guys. I know how busy you are. And I want to start off by saying I've been in this business, as Lori mentioned, quite a few years, and I absolutely, in the bottom of my heart, feel now, even with all of the pain and suffering, now is the absolute best time ever to help your local businesses. And the reason I state that is that this is a unique, unprecedented period. And I think it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for each of you and your ad reps and your publications. And the reason for that is your businesses have been absolutely clobbered, with COVID, and this pandemic just seems to go on and on and on in uncertainty. Pre-COVID, the regular days seem a long time ago, every business had a darn good idea of what was going to happen in the next 90 days because they had history. And looking at June or July of 2020, in the good old days, they could go back to 2019 and see what they did a year ago and have a pretty good idea, what they'd be doing this year or in the immediate months ahead. But that all's changed because no business today knows for sure what the next 90 days will bring. And I think you'll agree with me, there is extreme uncertainty, for your local businesses. And so for that reason, every single one of your businesses, and it transcends every business category, from retail to restaurants, obviously, to, automotive, etc. They don't know what's going to be happening, and they're looking for information, help, assistance upon what the next months are going to bring. We had a publisher in Washington, Lori, Carolyn Bess over in Moses Lake, who really said it just perfectly. She said a current survey would really help our local businesses who are freaking out right now. It would also help us, the local paper, be viewed as the trusted advisor who is here to help them navigate through these unprecedented times. I mean, she said it, absolutely nailed it. And Pulse decided, even though we had just completed our annual Pulse of America shopping survey, the end of January, we decided in early March to launch the COVID impact shopping survey. So we went out to our clients, press associations, corporate groups, etc., and we filled the Pulse COVID Impact Shopping Survey. And we made a couple of changes in it that were particularly insightful. Number one is we changed from asking over the next 12 months, what do you plan to buy, which is pretty typical. We changed it to what do you or your household plan to buy in the next 3 months? In the next 3 months. And we focused on the business categories that we felt were most important, to your team members, along with business categories that we felt would have an increase in business because of the disruption, of the pandemic. It was absolutely incredible. It's been an ongoing survey, by the way. Even though we fielded it in March, we are now at over 28,000 sample across the United States. I want to be 28,000 sample. Remember, Delory, in the good old days, it used to, be so difficult to get 200, 300.
Absolutely.
But people care about their local businesses. So we invite them to help their local businesses by sharing their shopping plans, because of this crazy world we're in. They do it. Bend, Oregon got 600 sample, about 11,000 circulation paper. They got 600 sample in 4 hours. 4 hours by doing an email invitation. So the bottom line is, never in the history of Pulse Research, and we go back 35 years, have we had the ability to provide our clients, and most important, those local businesses are freaking out, with specific, timely, current information for the next 90 days for their business. And so we've got over 600 sample in Georgia, and 400 is the gold standard. Getting 400 sample, it doesn't change after that. It may go up 0.5% or down 1%, person, going to buy, at a furniture store, et cetera. But after 400, it locks in. We've also got data for 16 other states: California, Kansas, North Carolina, South Carolina, et cetera. And by the way, if you guys would like to do your own survey of your own audience's shopping plans, it's absolutely free and complimentary. We'll provide you not only with the suggested promotion materials, including an email invitation, pop-ups for your website, but we're offering, on behalf of Pulse, a $1,000 incentive. Let us know if you'd like to, do a current shopping survey for your local businesses. And the bottom line is, these businesses don't know what's going to be happening in the next week, the next month. And so, in all the years I've been in this business, I've never seen a time that this information is more appreciated, more valuable, more usable, and you will be the only guys who have it, because the businesses don't have it, the government doesn't have it, and it's a unique opportunity. And so what I'd like to go over, let me just pause. Any questions or feedback or on the reasons for and the shopping survey now? Lori, any thoughts that you have on it?
No, I think it's awesome. It's great that we've got something that's current and actually has Georgia. So some of our folks are familiar with this, like Leah, but other publishers are not. So
awesome. And let me give you my email right now. It's Marling, MARLING, @paper.net. So if you have any questions later on or thoughts pop into your head, just happy to share it with me. Okay, so now I want to just go over some thoughts on how to help your local businesses with this unique information, shopping for their business category over the next 90 days. Number one is give them some hope. We've got this little program, the teaser, and this is an example of the teaser. The teaser is really, really simple, but phenomenally beneficial and helpful for the businesses today, because it shares with them what we call the big number. You see on the screen in this example, there's almost 5,500 households who plan to shop at a lumberyard building supply over the next 3 months. And that gives encouragement to that business. And it positions your team member as the consultant, a friend, an ally to assist and help the business. So we've got a simple little teaser. And by the way, I'm going to go live in just a second and show you how fast they can create and access the shopping information. And as Lori said, these tools and research are absolutely complementary. Pulse made the decision, friends help friends. So I made the decision a couple months ago to offer the research along with our Pulse sales tools on a complementary basis to help the industry. It's been good to me, and I wanted to return, the favor. So the Pulse teaser, to give them hope. What's in the pipeline for their business? They are so appreciative. Number two is let's give them some ideas on where they can get additional business in today's reality. So this is our flyer. And as you can see from the headline, to help your business plan during uncertain times, Pulse asked the questions you would ask. That's all we did, was just ask newspaper readers and website visitors what their shopping plans are, okay? So to help a remodeling contractor over the next 3 months, we asked, do you plan to shop or use a remodeling contractor? Big number again, 702 said yes. And all Pulse does, by the way, is take the percentage from the survey, you know, Georgia, for instance, times the net households you reach, because we can't count a household who reads your paper and goes to your website. So that would double up the purchasing. So it's just simple math, very simple. So there's 702 households. So once again, that gives them hope. But let's find them some ideas. And so the flyer automatically generates some product or service categories and projects out the opportunity of your audience for that particular niche. Like, look at that, remodeling a bathroom, 839 households. And I think you'd agree with me, that's great news for a remodeling contractor. It gives them not only hope, but it gives them specific ideas on where to target and how they can, in this uncertain time, grow their business, get back their business. So ideas for them. In addition to that, we asked in the survey of newspaper readers and their website visitors, what do you want to hear from your local businesses? There is so much uncertainty. So they want to hear about what services are you offering today? You know, what new services are you offering? What online services? What are your hours? What's the general status? And so we're suggesting that you share this information with your business. Friends help friends. Share with them how and what they should be communicating to their customers and potential customers. Next, give them some confidence and peace of mind to continue to promote. And we created a little widget. It's our break-even calculator. And I'll show it to you live in just a moment. But it's so important today because I think you'll agree with me. Financial fear, cost is excruciatingly, painful today. Businesses are hurting. Let's make it comfortable. Let's take away the financial fear. Let's, with them, for them, figure out how few customers they need. So like with the lumberyard, almost 5,500 households going to shop at a lumberyard. All they would need was 18. With them, we calculate that. What's your customer value? We get that from them. It's a live little widget. What's your cost of goods? So with them, we figure out there's $700 net customer value. And 700 into 12,000 is only 18 customers, just 18. And so this little tool and resource with their input is so beneficial and so appreciated by them to help them realize, yes, I can either recontinue my ad campaign or start a campaign. And so that's a little widget that really is helpful today. Many of you are still working from home, or your team members are working from home. We've completely enhanced, modified, revised all of our programs to make them very, very usable from home. And I'll go over that live here. And so let me click here. And let's take you on a quick tour. And so at your convenience, if you go to pulseresearch.com on any device, and then the login is for a manager is just plan, P-L-A-N, plan, P-L-A-N. For an ad rep, it's sales plan, sales plan. And on the dashboard here, we've done everything so that it is as simple and as simple as we possibly can. So I'll give you a quick overview of the live program. So right on their dashboard are the Pulse sales tools, starting with COVID-related information and support. Then we have 4 different prospecting tools that we've developed. They can engage with the teaser, the flyer, needs analysis, the little closing tool. And I want to point out right now, we put together a Pulse training and certification program. And our clients have told us that this has been extremely valuable and helpful in getting their team members up to speed and confident in the Pulse program. So let me click here. And what they have is some very simple steps or sessions to take them through kind of a little background and then a little bit about the research. And as you can see here, as they're going through these sessions, and they can do it at their own time, There's a little video and or audio that are only 3 to 4 minutes each. And then they've got assignments for each step. So there's a session on prospecting. So you can see here, as they have listened to the video, they've done the training assignments, they click and it sends an email to you, the management, that they've completed that step. And then let me just show you how it works here on the call planner, which is a little CRM we've got. They've watched the video, they've created a prospect list, they viewed the flyer, and they've updated their sales activity. And then they morally confirm that they completed it. And as you can see here, then it shows they completed that step and management just got an email. So they go through the training, each step of the sales process with watching the video, doing the hands-on training steps. And then down, if you've got, by the way, do you guys have Metro Creative Graphics? The ad wizard?
Yes, we do. Most of our papers do.
Awesome, because that's included in your Pulse Sales Tools, absolutely free. And there's multiple areas within the Pulse Tools where they can just click and create, just go right into their ad wizard program and create a spec campaign. And then we've got the Metro Creative Graphics TSS program embedded into the program, how to overcome objections, reporting, and then a wrap up where they actually make a sale, and make a presentation to management. So it's a very usable, hands-on walkthrough step by step that'll give you as management the confidence that your team members are not just aware, trained, but they are confident and motivated in the use of the program. Okay? And so that's available, as Lori said, all these tools I'm showing you are complementary, to be able to access the research and really take, I was going to say advantage, that's not the right word, to help your local businesses, with this information that is now so valuable. So we've built speed into the program because everybody is so busy today. So they could just go right here and type in the name of a business. And I'll just type in State Farm here, and it brings up State Farm agents. They can just click, and they can create an account, a teaser, a flyer, or put it on their call plan. Or as you can see here, create a spec ad, okay? Let me go back to the dashboard. And let's go to some of the COVID-related resources we have. So we've got some videos, training, COVID special sections, that Metro's doing, but let's go to the business guide if we might. So we click on business guide, and I put together my top 25. The 25, if I was an ad rep again or an ad director, these are the 25 business categories that I would focus on. So there's a little intro video, and then these are the business categories that have an increase in projected shopping because of COVID. And it's comparing the current results of the survey, the COVID impacted shopping survey, to the survey we completed last January before COVID. So look at this. A wine shop up 52%, building supply lumberyard up 48% in projected spending, hardware store 18%. So you get the idea. Home-related business categories are up in business. And then below my recommended is the complete pulse list that breaks it out easy for your team members to identify prospects. We've got financial services, general services, professional, grocery, home-related, contractors, automotive, real estate, etc. The ones that are bolded are the business categories, once again, that have an increase in shopping. And by the way, the COVID survey has over 200 business categories, over 200 business categories. So all they have to do is just click on find, and they can default on their map by putting in the zip code or their specific community name. And when we set up your complimentary sites, we'll default it to that publication's primary zip code. And so it's really handy and easy to use. So they can click on the map here, remodeling contractor, create an account, teaser, flyer, or spec ad, or they can come over here and let's create a call list. Let's create some prospects. So they click here, and we're adding some businesses to our prospect list. They could also click on create and do the same thing. But let's go up here to the call planner. I don't know what you guys are using for a CRM, but a lot of our customers don't have a formal CRM. So
You don't have one.
okay, so this is a pretty simple tool. As you saw, I just clicked on some businesses within my remodeling category. And so it's added it to my call plan. By the way, when you as managers log in, you will get each of your ad reps, like Catherine, Susie, Jim, and you'll see each one of their call lists. So if you're managing remotely, it's a pretty cool tool, you know, to see what they're putting in their prospect list. And then they just click on where they are in the sales process. They just click on add activity. And what did you do? I made a phone call. What was the purpose of the call? It was a cold call for new business. What did you present? Print and digital. You know, what's your next action? I'm going to do a spec ad and I'm going to do a contract, okay? And what's the date? Okay, I can put it into my calendar. So I'm going to do it on Friday. And then they can add it to their Google, Apple, Yahoo Calendar, etc. They can put in some notes and just click on log activity. And so now they've got it right at their fingertips. And then when they make a sale, they can add the sales amount here. So you as management can see their sales status with each one of their prospects. And they can add different entities to a group. Like you could have a, let's say you're doing a special section on we're open. You could create a group called We're Open, or you could create a group for a special event that you're doing. The other thing that they can do, they're at home and they're making phone calls. So they put together, once again, their prospect list for remodelers or lumber yards or hearing aid businesses, et cetera, insurance agencies. Then they just click on view teaser. Simple as that. Just view teaser. And it gives them the words to say over the phone to engage with that business. Advanced publications. I was sitting in New Jersey on one of their ad rep meetings on Friday, and they had about 40, 50 ad reps. And they didn't know I was listening. And one of the ad reps said, you know what I like about the teasers? She said, I was talking to a business on Wednesday, and you could tell I wasn't getting anywhere. So I decided to use the teaser information. What's in it for them? 625 local households plan to shop at a remodeling contractor. And she said, and I loved her words, he started to listen to me. It's a great way to start the conversation. So you can modify the audiences in the setup. We put in print only, print and digital, digital only, special sections, magazines, whatever audiences, they're out there presenting, we can put in a drop-down list. And then they can click on that particular audience, and it automatically changes the what's in it for them, the teaser number. So they've got the words to say. They can also email if they want. We put together, a little example text. They can copy it and put it into their email, or they've got a little what to print. I kind of like this one because they can just highlight it, cut and paste, and put an email, and it's got the big number. The other thing that they can do right away is obviously create a spec ad once again, right there in the program. They can also create a flyer. So let me show you how easy it is to create a flyer. So you just click on create flyer, and we've got artificial intelligence built right into the program. So it automatically selects the products and services for that specific business category, in this case remodeling, that other ad reps have used for in this example, remodeling presentation. So you got the words that really relate to today to help you plan in uncertain times. We ask the questions you would ask. This is your survey. This is a remodeling survey. We asked about, you plan to use a remodeling contractor? You would ask that. 702 said yes. But we also asked about what their plans are for their home, general remodeling, add a room, remodel a kitchen, etc. Businesses love this, absolutely love this, because as we all know, there's an absolute void of information looking into the future. We've also built in the ability of your team member, and they could be doing a Zoom webinar like I'm doing with you, so the business could see their screen. They just click here and say, let's take a look at some other opportunities for you. Now they can access the research. Oh, I'd like to know about building a storage shed. I'd like to know how many garage opportunities there. Oh, a tiny house, let's take a look at that. And nobody else has the ability to engage with specific, timely information for over 200 local business categories. So now we've just added that. And since everything that Pulse does is a web page, they can just click right here and email it to the business. It's just a web address. Simple as that. Okay? And so the flyer is probably our most popular, program to engage, because it's got the big number, what's in it for them. But then, like I mentioned a moment ago, your team members can now be heroes. They can be the consultant. And I firmly, this is the best time ever to help your local businesses, because they can engage with the businesses with information that these businesses desperately want and need, and help them find ideas, to promote in your publications. So let me click off here. And while I'm doing that, any questions or feedback on the teaser or flyer? Okay, so let's go to the dashboard here. And let's go down here to you could also create a teaser flyer. Let me go here, kind of jump around a bit. We've got hot prospects. So and this gives you an idea of the range of business categories. So we've got, when a ad rep creates a presentation, it automatically logs it into Pulse. So we know when they've created a hearing aid center business category presentation. When they put into the reporting, which I'll show you in just a second, we can record the close ratio, the average sale, and how many have sold for each one of the business categories. So by clicking here, they can see the business categories that are most sold. And this includes pre-COVID, by the way, but it's still a pretty good indicator of where the low-hanging fruit is. Or they can just come here, click on category, and it's got all the business categories that we have: the COVID impact shopping survey for the next 3 months, apparel, automotive, community, education's really big, by the way, farm equipment, financial, general retail, grocery, health and medical, huge. Okay, home-related services, very, very germane to telemarketing, your inside call members, real estate, etc. And so then all they have to do, and I'll just go back here to sold rate, click on a particular category, let's say financial advisor, that was one of them that was up. I could put them on my call plan again if I wanted to, okay? Click on a particular business, and this time click on flyer. And as fast as that, they've got a flyer that they can gauge, with that business and, Zoom, or hopefully in the next few weeks, be able to go in person. And they can do this on their smartphone, by the way. It's that easy. And so we'll come back here and go back to our dashboard. And speaking of smartphone, getting the business engaged, we've got a little app. So if I'm on my smartphone, they just click on the icon on their phone screen, and they say, let's work together. We know how tough it is. Let's figure out what's comfortable for you. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, if you needed 1,000 customers, probably pretty risky. But if you only need a handful of customers, probably pretty comfortable, right? Well, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's say we've got a $12,000 campaign, okay? And let's say it's 52 weeks, but we can put in whatever we want and ask them, what is your customer value? What is a new household worth to you over the next 12 months? Well, about $2,000, okay? What is your cost of goods? Obviously, you've got to pay for the furniture, the lumber, etc. Well, my cost of goods, oops, wrong tab here. My cost of goods is 65%, okay? So $700, yeah, that sounds about right. See, we can get their engagement. So they're participating, so they figure out all they need is 18 customers. Just 18 customers. And I've had so many businesses say to me in the good old days when I was out there making four-legged sales calls, well, that's a no-brainer. Because we've made it easy for them, with them, to realize that, yes, they can. They're taking the financial risk, the cost right off the table. And what if a business says, I think 18 is too many? Fine, what do you think? What do you think is the absolute worst case number of customers you're going to get with this level of advertising? Okay, 12. Okay, it's okay, 12. So I just put in 12. Well, that's an $8,400 campaign. Are you ready? Because 12 times 7,000, that's their worst case scenario. They just essentially said yes to an $8,400 campaign. So that little break-even calculator in today's world, to help the business. I've had some bankers, from some of our clients call and say, can we share that with our customers, with our small business customers? That's a very helpful tool, for them to be able to figure out how they can advertise consistently. Then the other thing we have for you, and I respect your time this morning, is you can put right into the program your KPIs. And let me just click right here, if I might. Well, I've already got it set up. So what you do is it sets up goals for you. And I'll just show you the goals. You've got goals for how many presentations, how many engagements, sales, and closes. When you've set up your goals in Pulse, then all you have to do, I think the internet's broken here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, John.
I'm sorry, something happened here. Sometimes, in today's world, it's tough. Anyways, when you click on the goals, you will see each one of your team members and where they stand to the specific goal, such as 3 presentations per week per rep, a KPI, 1 sale per week, 5,000 in revenue per week. Engage with one of our most endearing, I think, best practices that our clients came up with. They call it 3x9. 3 teasers by 9 a.m. each day, either 3 teasers or flyers by 9 a.m. each day. Start the conversation. And so tracking, getting the pipeline filled is so critical today. And then down here, every one of the presentations, go into a little about the reporting now, because it's so important to be able to I'll just be blunt, hold the reps accountable. This is a tool that when used gets phenomenal results. And so every presentation they create right at the bottom of their home page, it's right there at their fingertips. They can quickly view the presentation and they just click on, there it is. It's as simple and as fast as that. So they can create a bunch of presentations, go and highlight it, create a spec ad. They can come over here then, and then they can mark that presentation, in this case a flyer, as engaged, so they get credit for it. When did I do it? I did it today the 2nd, and set that. And then they get Pulse points. So they get points in our program, which is kind of fun for contests, etc. And then they can also record sales in here. So they click here, they can mark it as sold, and I need to put in the sold date, let's say on the 2nd. Okay. So I click on set. I can put in the type of sale, whether it's a new sale, renewal sale, or split sale. So that says $12,000. It's split. Okay, so let's say that 6,000 was renewal. And 6,000 was new. Okay, and we set it. Okay. You want to record the date? Yes. And so the date I presented, it was also the 2nd. And so I get points for recording my sale. The other way to do it's up here in reporting. So you as managers, when you log in, and this is the ad rep view, you will see each one of your ad reps in a summary of the number of presentations they've created, presented, sold, passed, and the last time they used. For an ad rep, when they log in, very similar to what I just showed you, every presentation is right at their fingertips. They just click on the button, and once again, they can delete the presentation, mark it as sold, mark it as passed, engage for a teaser flyer, and even create a spec ad from within the reporting program. And so if I might, let me go back to the dashboard here. And in summary, the foundation, and I think you'll agree with me because businesses face so much uncertainty, having information for them about the next 3 months is so valuable and encouraging and motivating to these businesses. And Pulse is happy to extend to you the use of the Pulse tools through the end of July. So it gives you 2 months, to be, we could get this set up for you guys in the next 3 to 4 days so that each of your team members would set up for each paper. Each paper would have their own site. You as a manager would have your own login. And then each one of your team members would have their own login and could be accessing and engaging, helping and assisting, your businesses, with this COVID impacting shopping information. So happy to entertain any questions or feedback. Lori, is there anything you'd like to add that I might have missed or you'd like to, chat about?
So John, if the papers are interested, what's the next steps? How do they get you their circulation, their list of reps, their data? What's the next step for everybody to contact you?
Thank you, Lori. Perfect. Let me jump through here. I got a couple of recommendations, but they just go to pulseresearch.com/support. So pulseresearch.com/support. And there's a little login form, name, paper, etc. And then they have access to the shopping research. We've got some recommended videos. And then they click, I'd like to use the Pulse Sales Tools. And they click on the Pulse Sales Tools link, and it brings up a form where they put in their name as the manager. They put in the contact information for the ad reps to set up the accounts. And then there's a form, fill in the blank, for the audiences you would like to use the Pulse Sales Tools. So it would be for print, digital. And what we ask is, the number of households in your marketplace. So we've got some measures and stuff to figure out what the net reach is. And then they just fill in any other publications like a TMC, et cetera. So it's pretty simple. Okay. And then what I would suggest, Lori, is, I will do a personal training, once the sites are set up, assuming, your team would like to do this, then I will personally do a training, with your papers.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
And then you'll send me the link for this recording, right? So we can share it with anybody that missed it.
I'd be happy to.
Does anybody else have questions, you guys? Do you have to unmute them, John, or do they unmute themselves?
Let me check here. Okay, just a second here. Yeah, they're all muted, so unmute. That wasn't fair. Okay, so people are being unmuted. So happy to answer any questions you might have.
John, you said the research was done in March. Is that correct?
Well, it's actually ongoing. We started it in March, and so it's actually going through today. We've got papers hopping on, today, last week. We got a lot of, frankly, Boone papers hopping on and starting the research. Wick papers are hopping on to reach, and doing the research. Lee papers have been doing it. So it's ongoing. So we started it in March. So it's pretty accurate about today. And then we're going to formally field a version 2 in early July, because we want to take a look at the categories. What one should we add? What one should we delete? Like our friends in New Jersey told me that swimming pools are a really big deal in New Jersey. So we want to add swimming pools. So the research has been ongoing. Okay. So it's literally over the upcoming 3 months.
And John, will the questions change any based on businesses are reopening and what that looks like for the next 3 months as far as people's access, whether it's curbside pickup or there's actually a business to go to?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're going to refill the survey in early July in about a month. and we're going to focus on, do we need to add or delete any business categories, and do we need to change any of the questions? Like right now, a lot of the restaurant questions, Lori, relate more to takeout, okay?
So if we want to participate in part of the survey, what do we need to do for that?
Okay, just send me your email now. Send me an email to marlene@paper.net. And what I will do is I will later today send you an example of the email invitation that's been so successful, along with a link to the Pulse site that has example, pop-up ads, ROP ads, banner ads, publisher invitation, etc. Along with, we need to set up a unique survey response address, okay? So it might be pulsepoll.com/Gainesville, okay? So it's pretty simple. I'll be happy to get
John,
that.
is there a charge to participate in a survey?
Nope, absolutely not. No charge whatsoever.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
What was your email address again?
Sure. Marling, MARLING @paper.net. Marling@paper.net.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm happy to do whatever we can. Lori's been a good friend for a lot of years. We'll do whatever we can to assist and support you guys. That's free research and free access to the tools, the training, the certification program, which I would highly recommend. We've gotten such positive feedback on that.
So John, if we got started and then it's the end of July and the free piece runs out, what's the cost per month for paper to continue on?
I can send you that, Lori.
Okay,
Okay.
that'd be awesome. And is it based on circulation or paper size, or it's just a flat fee?
It's based on circulation size. It's similar. We haven't changed our rates in a zillion years, so it's
Okay,
similar to what you remember, Lori.
okay. That'd be
But I'll
helpful.
get that to you because, we'll give it to you in 60 days. So if you guys do the research, you don't start until July 1st, we'll give you July and August. How's that sound?
That'd be awesome.
Okay?
So you said if we did research in June, then July and August, we could try it out.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I want to get results for you. I mean, just as, I believe I was a publisher once, and we've got to have a reporter at the table at that city council meeting, at the school board meeting to hold them accountable. It's so important. Any other questions, Lori?
I don't. I'm set.
Okay.
If you had an advertiser who just didn't know, they say, I don't know what my customer's worth, they should, but they didn't. We could use a number from that category in general to help them.
Oh, gee, hell, I'm sorry. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'd get them on a Zoom webinar so fast and let them access the data. It blows them away. They love it. They're so appreciative. I mean, until you experience how happy and thankful they are, it's just such a great time to help these businesses. Yeah,
Anything else?
okay, good. Sorry. So it's marlene@paper.net. Let me know what you think. I'll be any questions, feedback. If you want to, use our research and our tools, just let me know and we'll get it done for you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody. Thanks so much, Lori.
Thank you.
Have a great day. See ya.
Okay, have an awesome day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.